Howdy to everybody out there in YouTube Memorex land. Brandy and I are in here tonight. We're going to make some greeting cards. Say hello to everybody, Brandy.
Hi, guys.
We're going to do some cards. I've had some people tell me that they didn't know where to start with making cards, and they didn't know what they needed or anything. So I'm going to offer up some ideas to you. If you're going to the store and buying the cards that they got at the store, you're paying way too much. You can buy some materials and be able to make an unlimited amount of cards for the rest of your life. You start out with the envelope, or at least this is how I do it. Your mileage may vary, but you start out with the envelope. Whatever size card you're going to make needs to be able to fit in the envelopes you have on hand. Now, you may have gone out and bought the envelopes and the blank stationery cards. That's fine too. They all fit together. I just happen to have envelopes, so I make cards to fit the envelopes. These are called A2 size cards, and you can find on the internet, they will have lists. Just go to Google and type in A size cards, and you can print out a list of the sizes for the A sizes of cards. It'll be like A2, A3, A4, and all that. Well, these are A2 size envelopes right here. And I'll get my handy dandy ruler up here. This measures about 5 3/4 inches across, and from the top to the bottom of the envelope measures about 4 1/4 inches. And when you are making up your cards to go into the envelope, you want one that, let's see, I'll take an example here of one of the cards we're going to make. What I did was I measured the envelope top to bottom, and I wanted it twice that size. So your envelope, your card should go right around that envelope and not quite to the end of it. I cut it just a little shy of what the end would be. From side to side on it, you want to cut it just a little bit shy on each side of what the width of your envelope is. And that way, when you slip the card into the envelope, it'll fit in there. Now, we got the envelopes covered and the size of the card covered. Once you get the size of your card figured out here, now we're going to make a whole bunch of these cards, and I'll go through some ideas for you on how to make them. When you're making the card up, you got it all measured out, you got it cut out, and then you want to be able to cover the front of the card. And I took some paper. Now I got this paper, it's called photo mats, and I got this up to the Walmart. And it's got all kinds of different colors and stuff in it, and they've got different styles, so you can get whatever kind of paper suits your fancy for whatever you're doing. But I got that paper, and I went through it, and I cut a piece. You want to leave a border generally, or at least that's how I like to do it, leave a border around it. So you cut the paper just a little bit smaller than what you do have on the size of the card itself. Okay, so I take that. Now you're going to want to fasten that down to that card. So I take my tape, make sure I got it open here, there we go, and put that on the back of the paper. Oh, there's a dog hair. If you got a pet, you know what that's all about. Put a little tape on the sides of it there. And then you take your paper and you determine what's your top and what's your bottom and all that sort of thing. You leave your edge about the same all the way around it. Lay it down on there and flatten it down. Then you're going to want to decorate it up. Well, if you remember, Amanda over at Chroma Arts, she sent me a whole bunch of her pours that she'd done, wanting me to come up with some other ideas besides making jewelry with them. And this is one of my own pours here, this particular one. So I've got some of hers and some of mine here. And I cut this out with the nested dies and the ovals with my die cutter. And we'll be placing that right in the center of the card. And this one's on canvas. Hers are on UPO. And I just put a little tape around the edges of that. Now you can decorate them with scrapbook paper, you know, whatever you have on hand, whatever you want to do with it. But if you've got some cores laying around that you don't know what to do with, this is an idea of something you can do with them. Yeah, put that right down on there. Now this is one of Amanda's where I cut out those flowers for those little boxes the other night. You remember that, Brandy?
I'm sorry. I was watching what you were doing.
Brandy's in the zone.
Yeah, I was like really into what you were doing.
You remember when I cut those little
yeah,
flowers out? Well, now I'm going to use these as embellishments on the cards.
Oh wow, okay.
I just went around those and cut them out, and I put a little tape on the back of that. Get up here where I can get at it. Just enough around the edge that you can get it to stick down to the card. Just like that. Then I took my sentiments that I had dies for, and I cut out a whole bunch of them. That one says hello on it. And I cut these with my foil. You remember that Renia foil that I have?
Yeah, that you made the stars with?
Yeah. That's what I used for these little sentiments. Now, this is going to be too fragile to be trying to put tape on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little glue on my table, and I'm going to paint the back of that with a Q-tip. Just a little bit, little dab will do you, like the Brill cream. Just tap it on there. Just, you don't want to overdo it, but you want enough glue that you're going to make it stick. And then I will put that right down on there like that. If you don't get enough glue on it, you go back and you tap it with just a tad more glue until it comes around to your way of thinking. Needs a little persuading.
Everything does it every now and then. Wow.
Talk it into it. And now that glue will dry clear. So even if it shows up a little white right at this moment, it won't be that way when it dries. And I leave the inside blank. If you wanted to, you take your rubber stamps and your ink pad, and you could put a sentiment in there if you wanted to. But that's card number 1.
I did one.
You did one. Well, let's see yours. I'll put you up here.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on. Switching cameras. I'm doing Christmas cards. So,
all right.
But I use little cuts, little cuts out thingies. Some people call them other words that we're not supposed to say anymore. And then I took a star. I don't know what is the word you can use for it? It's a punch. I took a star punch.
Yeah, a punch.
And I had an embossing foil, and it came in a paper pads like this. It's got lots of shinies in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I punched out some stars. So now it's got some little deco stars. I used gold and silver for the holidays. And then I found some acrylic snowflakes that are really pretty, and they shine really nice in the lights.
Uh-huh.
Catches the light really well. That's my greeting card on the outside. So far, blank on the inside. But I'll write a sentiment or whatever. But as Brenda said, always have the right envelope for it. Usually your cards will come with envelopes if you have, like I bought cards and envelopes together. Because you don't want to have this kind of card and have this kind of envelope don't think that's gonna fit.
That's right.
So back to
That
you
is
though.
exactly right. All right. Well, we'll click back on me then. Now, while she's talking, I went to making this one. I had a card. I had the background that I taped down. I had one of Amanda's U-Pose that I had run through an embosser and put a design on it. Then I went over that with just a little bit of white alcohol ink to make the pattern stand out on that a little bit. Then I took another little strip of one of her U-Pose that I had did an emboss on, and I put a little gold paint on that one. And you just put it on, and then you wipe it back off, just like you're doing the antiquing that we used to
Oh,
do
so
on
it's
furniture.
just on and off real quick.
Right? Yeah. Just so all you're trying to do is just make the indentations on it. Take the paint.
Right. Can you flatten it
Then
up just a hair? Sweet.
okay. Then I'm going to take another one of these little flower things. They kind of look like butterflies when they're,
Yeah.
get a little bit of tape on that. And I think I'll set that one off just a touch there. Like that. And then I've got another little sentiment here. And I'll get a little glue on it. Now I do this kind of in an assembly line when I'm getting ready to set them all up. Cut your cards, then you cut your backing paper, then you figure out what you're going to put in the middle of it, and then you get your embellishments. And if you are going to do any die cuts, you cut them out and have them ready to go. You have your tape and your glue and everything that you're going to need to do your cards all handy, and then you can put them together pretty quick. There's card number 2. Now this is card number 3. As I get everything ready, I just put it in the cards and I'm ready to rock. Just stack them up.
Yep.
Now, let's see. Put a little tape on the back of this piece. And if you do a bunch of these ahead of time, you got them all ready in a box.
Yep.
That you can pull them out when you need them.
Yep. Do yourselves a favor. Save yourself time. Do it when you're not having anything to do. Then you've got stacks of stuff and it's ready to go when you need it.
Well, for people that say that they've lost their mojo and don't know what to do, make some cards. Get your cardstock out. Get your paper out. Get your tape and your glue and your sentiments and all the stuff that you got stacked up. All that stuff you're hiding in your drawers. Get the stuff out of your drawers.
Oh, I love the embossing on that.
Just put that through the die cutter with the embosser thing. And
You mean the rolly tool?
yeah, the rolly tool, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Wasn't getting no tape out of there. There we are. And then I just add another piece for interest on there. Just a little something different.
It shows contrast. It looks good.
Yeah. It's called art.
Brenda, have you arted lately?
I art all the time.
I try and art every day.
Especially after a bowl of beans. Oh, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a conversation for another day.
Get a little glue for my sentiment here. Grease the back over up. And poke that down on there. Whoops. A little too pokey. Back here.
It's trying to run away.
Yep. Got a mind of its own. Come on. I got glue all over my fingers so it don't know whether to stick to me or to the paper.
paper needs to tell it what to do.
Take the hand that ain't got the glue all over it and tamp it down a little bit. There we go. Pull that piece up since it ain't wanting to glue down. I need a little more glue over here. Well, easy for me to say. There she goes. All right. A little more glue on the back of that. And poke it down. Well, poke down in the right spot would be good. There we are.
See, you've got more patience than I do. When I screw up a card, I'm like, because like
Well, it's not screwed up. It's not screwed up.
Well,
It just didn't want to go down where I wanted it to go.
True. Okay, well, I royally screwed this up. So, yeah. Like, it was really bad. It's totally crooked and offset. So I was like, done with it. Threw it.
Well, sometimes the crooked and offset's what gives it the art.
That was not art. That was just trash. Because it's supposed to be penguins, and it looked like it had gained like 80 pounds by the time I was done with it. And had 4 eyes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Well, that's abstract.
Yeah. Totally different type of art than I was going for.
That's a bit abstract. Okay, we got the card, we got the backing. I've got another one of Amanda's Yupo pours here that I embossed. And I'll poke that down on there. I've got another one of my little flower things. Well, that one doesn't hardly have enough surface to get tape on, so
glue.
I'm going to tap that with a little glue.
Just glue it. It's kind of like just bling it. Blingy, bling, bling.
Yeah. Well, we got one more blingy, bling, bling here in a little bit.
Yes.
That's going to be the finale. Now, I'll be doing another video where I'm doing Christmas cards. But this is just all occasion cards, just to give you an idea of how to make a card. Once you get the sizing down, then the rest is pretty much just decorating it.
Yeah. I've actually heard of people making what they call like an emergency card box or stash for in case of like things happening, like gifts you get sent or sympathy cards, holidays, belateds, anything like that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you never know when something's going to pop up that you need a card for. And so it's a good idea to have some on hand, and you can spend a couple hours just making a whole bunch of cards, have them ready to go. Yeah,
Yep. Send it to people like, send it to people don't like, your choice.
Well, you get happy mail and you need to send a thank you card, or somebody does something nice for you and you need to send them a card. When I was a kid, I was taught that it was mannerly to send cards out to people when they did something nice for you or got you a gift or something. I don't know if they teach that much anymore.
I learned that as a kid, so it's still instilled in some people.
That one right there says you are awesome.
Nice. I know it. I'm just kidding.
All right, so there's another one. Let's see what we got now. 4 of them done. All right, here's another one I've got ready to rock. You have the card. You have your backer. Tape it.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Stick it on your card. Then these I used a punch on and punched circles out for that mug that I did.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh,
And
shiny.
see, that'll be pretty on a greeting card. Now, somebody else that wasn't thinking artistically might have just pitched it in the trash, but I don't do that. Look at this. Look how it shows up on there.
You know, it would be really cool if you could make scratch offs with little sentiments behind it.
Yeah, you could do something like that. Now, I've got another one here that's a different color. These are both out of Amanda's stuff. See, I punched some out of that one. Put a little tape on that. And put that right across there. Something a little different. And now we'll take some of these flowers, or butterflies, or whatever you want to call them, and we'll put them on there.
You could always give it some wings.
And there's a little one. And then we got the sentiment. So we'll put a little glue on there. And put that right across it.
That foil is gorgeous.
And that's how that one stands out.
I likes.
And for the next one, we'll take paper, center it on there, and there's another one of Amanda's pores that I punched out. Press that
See,
down.
I like it like that. That's cute. It reminds me of polka dots.
Uh-huh. And then I've got another strip here that I cut off the end of one of them. I'll put that on there. That's one that had that clockwork design on it.
It's a pretty embossing folder. I have one. It's just got, it's gears and clocks, I think.
There's another one of the little flowers. I haven't heard from Amanda in a couple days. I hope she's okay.
Mine got lost in her pores. Because she does good work.
Hope she didn't get locked in a jewelry coffin.
She tried making one and then just lock herself in.
Yeah, she fell in. Okay, and then we got another sentiment here. So we'll tamp some glue. Well, I think I'm tamping it to the wrong side of it. That's not very bright.
You're just sealing it.
I guess. My goodness.
It'll be extra shiny.
Yeah, you can tell that I have been up too many hours. All right, try that again, doing it to the back side of it. At least it dries clear. All right. And that one says smile. Since it's got glue all over it, it's wanting to stick to me. And there, that one's stuck down now. So that one's done. Man, isn't that pretty?
Yes,
Is it just me?
is. It's so shiny.
I think it's pretty. Then we got this one. And
sure you didn't used to work for Hallmark?
I haven't even ventured to look at the price of cards for a long time, but the last time I looked at them, I about had a stroke. And I said,
Yeah.
oh, Lord, have mercy. No, I'm not paying that kind of money for a card. I can make it myself. And, you know, a lot of the people that I know, I mean, your mileage may vary, but most people I know would rather have a card that I had made than to have something I bought.
Oh, yeah. Handmade is always better than bought anything.
That. And
now, did you use your little die roller for that circular piece, or did you cut that out by hand?
no, that's a die cut. I used my oval nested dies and picked one out that would fit, and I run that through it's a Spellbinders Platinum that I have. Now, depending upon what kind of die cut machine you have, depends on whether or not it's going to cut these, because some of them don't handle heavy stuff. This one is not too bad because it's canvas. The U-Pos are a little heavier. I had to run them through like 4 times to get them to cut on these thin dies.
I love it when I put it on my desk and I'm like trying to roll it through, and my desk is sitting here going boom, boom, as I'm trying to roll the sucker through there.
And we take the sentiment and we tamp a little glue to the back of that. Now, see, I put mine on at an angle. I don't try to get them on straight. I put them on an angle. It adds more interest to the piece when you do them that way.
Yeah, I'm glad you say something about that, because mine are not straight whatsoever. Mine are angled because I can't do anything straight.
I mean, you could get them on straight if you wanted to take a ruler and mark your line on there real light, you know, and then put them down that way. But
ain't nobody got time for that.
I mean, I think that just adds a little more interest to it.
Yeah. It adds dimension.
Yeah. Now, this one is the piece de la resistance. We're going to start it off the same way. We have the card. We have the backing paper. We take the tape. We put it around the edges of the backing paper. Like so. The backing paper goes down on the card. Like that. I rub it down so it sticks. Then we're going to take my foam tape. This is foam tape. You can get this in different widths. I buy it in a wide because I can cut it down whatever size that I want it. And we're just going to take a strip of it here and cut it off. And then I'm going to cut this down because we don't need it to be horrible wide. Just need a strip. That's about a 1-inch piece, and I'm going to cut it in about, maybe quarters, thirds, something like that. This is double-sided foam tape. Let's see, remind myself of what size I cut that so I get this right. All right, then I take this and I put the tape down and cut it just shy of the bottom there on that side. And I come over here, put it on this side. Now I've got to cut another piece. I'm going to put that, butt it right up against that side, run it across to the other side, and cut it right up next to that other side piece. The idea is to seal this up.
Okay.
And I got a little strip of this left, so I'll put it up at the top. Now it's a little crooked. Try that a little better here. And then I just need another little piece here. That's plenty. All right.
Going flying.
Making it all just fly. And then I'm going to cut that piece off right up next to that one. Now, we're going to take the tape off of both of the ends. Well, easy for me to say, huh?
Well, you've got your nails done.
Well, I've got glue all over my hands.
That doesn't add to it. But in case you ever need to, you can always use one of your stylist tools if you need to get them off, or a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, that's too easy. That's for sissy.
Yeah, we like to do things the hard way.
Okay, get it off of 3 sides of it. Then you're going to take you a piece of clear plastic. And I know you can't see this because it's clear plastic. Okay. You can buy this in sheets, or you can just save the plastic off of the packages that you get because it doesn't have to be anything really fancy. It's just got to be clear, and it's got to be, you know, something you can see through that you could put down on that. And we're going to take that and put that right down on those 3 sticky sides there and rubber down. Then I'm going to pick up the card and open that little end up. You see that?
Pocket.
And what you're going to do is you're going to take your blingy bling bling and you're going to pour it in there. Now some of that is cut up Yugos, and some of that is bling.
Oh, cool.
And some of it's little jewels. I'll put that all down in there like that. Then I'm going to take the fairy dust.
Oh, Lord, glitter bomb.
Well, it's not a bomb because this is a shaker card. It's not something that you open up. I hate that. Well, I don't know how other people feel about it. When you get something, you know, that you open up and it's full of glitter or confetti or whatever, and you got that all over everything. I do not like that. And I know other people.
Like crackers, yeah, they're kind of funny when you're on the opposite end.
Well, if you get a card in the mail, you know, and you open it up and somebody's got a whole bunch of that stuff right on the inside of it, and as you open it up, that crap goes flying every place, and you know, what the hell? You know, are you trying to make me happy, or are you trying to piss me off? Because I don't need one more mess to clean up. So
it should come with a warning label.
And I'm not going to put a whole lot of that in there, just a little bit. Now, you want to take something like your stylus or your X-Acto knife or whatever to reach in there and get that piece off, because you don't want to pull your plastic up off the sides. And there again, my knife's got glue all over it too, so it's not wanting to cooperate, but we'll get her. And then when you get that down, you want to rub that really, really good. Make sure you got it tight all the way down. Okay. Then where you have that white tape, you're going to go over that with your tape runner. And then you're going to take your frame piece and stick that down on there. Just like that. And you got your shaker card. And you shake that and your glitter and all your little fancies go flying around inside there. And I'm Okay, I'm back. Lord have mercy. Apparently Brandy left. I hate this internet service that I've got. The thing is so doggone intermittent that you don't know what's going on. But hopefully you hung with me long enough for me to get back online. Lord have mercy. Well, I got this one done. This was the last one. This was the shaker card. So there you have the 8 cards that I made here tonight. There's the shaker. There's that one, and 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 that one, all using U-pose or canvas pours and sentiments and die cuts. So if you don't have a die cut machine, you can always fussy cut, you know, or you can rubber stamp. There's all kinds of ways that you can make cards. So I hope that gave you some ideas, and I will be back shortly with another video to show you how to make the Christmas cards. And I have a challenge coming up. So hopefully this is beneficial. Leave me some feedback on the comments section. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video, and share it around so everybody gets to learn how to make these cards. We'll see you later. Bye.